My wife took $18 million. I only got an old envelope. What I found inside changed my life. The room was silent, except for the faint hum of the ceiling fan. The papers on the oak table in front of me still smelled of fresh ink. A lawyer's voice echoed in my head, his words sharp, deliberate, and final. She has claimed the $18 million. My throat tightened as though someone had wrapped invisible fingers around it. $18 million. Gone with her signature. The woman I trusted, the woman I vowed to share my life with, had vanished into luxury. The only thing left for me was an old envelope. Its corners were bent, its paper yellowed like forgotten parchment. I stared at it, anger burning through my veins. The lawyer slid it across the table as if it weighed nothing. But in my hands it felt heavy, unbearably heavy, like a stone pressing down on my chest. I lifted it to my face. The faint smell of dust and ink clung to it, carrying the weight of years unspoken. I tore it open with trembling fingers. Inside was not money, not jewels, not even an apology. There was only a single key, small and iron, scratched from years of use. The key glimmered under the pale office light, mocking me. My heart pounded as questions stormed my mind. What door could it possibly open? Why had she left me this, when she had taken everything else? I pressed the cold metal into my palm, its ridges biting my skin. It felt like a message, a riddle, a trap. I closed my eyes, and I could almost hear her voice whispering, playful and cruel. Find it if you dare. I left the office, stepping into the heavy afternoon air. The city smelled of gasoline and rain-soaked pavement. Every sound seemed louder, sharper, as though the world itself leaned in to hear my next move. The key burned in my pocket with every step I took. I reached my car, but my hands would not start the engine. Instead, I sat there, staring at the cracked leather steering wheel. The key was not just metal, it was a door to something she had left behind. Something she wanted me to discover. I thought about the old cabin by the lake, the one she refused to visit in recent years. The one that held dust-covered furniture and memories we never unpacked. My chest tightened again, this time with dread. I knew where the key belonged. The air around me grew colder, though the sun still burned above. I turned the key over in my palm one last time. It was not wealth that she had left me. It was something far more dangerous. Something that waited in silence, just beyond a locked door. And I knew, once I opened it, my life would never be the same. The cabin stood in silence at the edge of the lake. Its windows were dark, its wooden frame gray with age. The wind carried the smell of pine, and damp soil, thick and heavy. My footsteps echoed on the creaking porch. The key in my hand felt alive, pulsing, urging me forward. I slid it into the rusted lock. The sound of the tumblers clicking sent a shiver down my spine. The door groaned open, and the smell of dust and old wood rushed out. Inside the air was heavy, stale, untouched for years. The faint light from the setting sun spilled across the floorboards. In the center of the room sat a wooden chest. Its surface was scarred, the metal edges dark with rust. I stepped closer, each step loud against the silence. My fingers shook as I lifted the lid. Inside were photographs, dozens of them. Me as a child. My parents, smiling in ways I had forgotten. Letters tied with string, their paper fragile and yellow. I unfolded one and began to read. The handwriting was hers. Her words spoke of secrets I had never been told. The fortune she had taken was not just hers, nor mine. It was tied to promises, debts, and shadows from long before I met her. She had chosen wealth, but she left me the truth. The chest was not filled with money, but with my past. Answers to questions I never thought to ask. Tears blurred my vision as the weight of it sank in. The woman who betrayed me had also freed me. The envelope was never meant to leave me empty. It was meant to give me a different inheritance. Not of gold, but of identity. The chest held the map of who I truly was. And though she was gone, her final act had changed everything. I stepped back into the fading light, the chest heavy in my arms. The lake rippled under the dying sun. For the first time in years, I felt the weight of loss slip away. I did not have the $18 million. But I had something far greater. I had the story of where I came from. And the power to decide where I would go.